So we talked about, just now we reviewed something that has happened. Now I next would like to get your thoughts on something that is going to happen, which is the John Nolen Centennial Project. So what are your thoughts on how to involve the neighborhood and citizens in general, and any thoughts you have on what's already been proposed?
Well, we're talking about a project that benefits the citizens that live around it. We're talking about pedestrians. We're talking about parks. They should obviously have all the input in the world. Mostly, I go to Vilas Park, and I wish sometimes that Vilas Park would have more ideas from its citizens about what goes on there. What I don't like to see down in that area is it just seems like it's not sometimes like a very safe place to be. And I hope that the city will listen to the citizens' ideas, listen to their concerns, and just make it a vibrant place, make it a place where a destination point, rather than a place that's kind of known as just a place that's not safe to walk around at night.
Well, I mean, it's a fabulous plan. I hope that we can afford it. Actually, it was suggested to me that if we can make this into an employment corridor, that TIF might be able to help pay for the improvements that are outlined in the plan, which I thought was a good idea. I mean, we have the little Vanderwall building. We can have, a few more buildings like that could help pay for it, because it is. I mean, it's great, and if it happens, wow, what a terrific addition to the city. I guess that's my only concern, is finding a way to make it affordable.
I see some great things in the plan, some great improvements there. What worries me about this plan and a lot of other things is that, you can just go down the list. The Edgewater, the issues with the bike share program, Overture. There's all these things that initiate with private entities, and then they set the agenda for the city and they set the priorities. And I think that the city needs to take hold of this process, and that we need to decide, as through the Common Council, through neighborhood associations, what our priorities are, and then invest in those. As I said before, the budgets are going to be really tight. And though this could be a wonderful plan, I'm not sure it's the best place where the city should be putting money. And I certainly think that this reactive instead of proactive approach to city planning, where public-private partnerships are great, but the public needs to be driving it. They need to be in the driver's seat. Beyond that, this process is, Bonnie started out by saying it's going to happen. That becomes the assumption, because these people come with these wonderful plans, and it's a great plan. They hold private meetings where, so far there hasn't been a public meeting where people can participate. And my phone's ringing. Let me turn that off, and I'll leave it at that. I meant to put this in my jacket at the time. And anyone who can guess what song it is wins something.
Well, honestly, I think that the private sector should step up and start funding some of these public projects. Sponsorship is great. It helps get their name out there, and it helps the community also. But when it comes to community involvement, this is your neighborhood, and it's important that your opinions are heard, understood, and reacted upon. So, I would definitely, it definitely needs to be supported. But there is a concern about safety and stuff like that, and that's, I think, more police presence is required, just as long, and Mike has said, Olin has a certain reputation, and as long as there is some cleaning up down there with some of the riffraff that goes on down there, hey, it's a great investment, and I think it's good for everybody. And but like I said, I think there should be some public fundraising going on to kind of help support the city, because the city's in dire straits, and we need to be responsible. Because when we put money into a community, it's an investment, and an investment needs to be protected. So hopefully I answered that question.